Hi Taurus, welcome to your timeless general reading. Today I have the Star Child Tarot for you, but I decided to use the Wild Unknown Archetypes, and since that deck has a mind of its own, I'm doing oracles first because I got that urge. So let's see. Well, a bunch of cards fell out already. Ooh, so first is the Sword. And that's what, number 62? I've been learning now what the Roman numerals are. Come on, focus. There we go. The Sword. Wow, that's interesting already. That looks like an egg. A reverse egg. I'm getting like schism from this. Schism. Look at like the dark energy and the light energy on one side. I'm not getting the book right now. And then the riddle. That's interesting. And then the dead end. That's also interesting. And then the Creator. So this seems to be about a complex decision that you need to make, and it could be causing conflict right now. I'm gonna put these up here, and it's almost like you feel like you don't have any choice and you want to create a magical third path. Maybe that's not so unrealistic though. Maybe there is a magical third path you haven't figured out yet. And it's going to involve some compromise, but I feel like whoever you're negotiating with doesn't seem willing to compromise. And I feel like you're going to have to push that some more. Actually, looking at the colors here, and then looking at the colors here, it's almost as if, and this is manipulation, I fully admit, but you might be dealing with a situation which doesn't really involve like your, how do you want to say, your fair shot. I think you almost have to, knowing that there's like three options, the one that is your most ideal, the one is their most ideal, and the most beneficial outcome to you, you almost have to create imaginary choices for them to inundate them with options to make your compromise ideal the most appealing option, if that makes sense. Because at this time, you see this is the other person. They're like completely unwilling to budge. There's no gray here. Whereas on your side, here is your ideal. Here's like your second most ideal, and here's your compromise. Like you're already being a lot more reasonable than this person. So you almost have to give them the illusion of making the choice that is the best compromise from them. I would almost say, like, because you see so many more options, that throw out all their options to where it looks like the most reasonable, like appear like you're more demanding than you are, when in reality you're just evaluating all the different sides of something. I think that's what you're working with, a very linear person, and you're a person of possibilities, connections, and like, how do you say, seeing all sides of a situation. But you're dealing with a very singular person who probably can't even fathom how easy it is for you to understand the big picture and all the possible outcomes. So you might have to present most of those outcomes as if they're your actual demands, or you see as the only reasonable way, when in reality you're willing to go with a compromise. So, tarot cards that came out were the Three of Cups. So that, I think that's really, it's reinforcing that idea of you having three options that you're seeing. And the biggest cup being like your most desired option. This one being like your second most. And then the third being like the compromise. This could be like regarding like a raise or some sort of thing too. And there's Two of Wands here. So the choice, right? It's like putting the choice in their hands, to where a very linear person probably only sees two sides, their side and your side. So you have to make it seem like there's only two. I feel like I'm confusing myself, and I think that's what you have to do. Confuse them. Look at this Page of Swords. Yeah, it's like you'll have to give them too much to think about. Too many options, too much to think about. There's a smart way to do this, in which you're not going to either come off as too manipulative or let it backfire and they completely don't compromise with you. Yeah, Three of Crystals here too. So what are you going to offer? What are you going to offer? This is probably involving some kind of thing in which you need their support, or the support of whoever you're dealing with. And then we got Wheel of Fortune here. So also I feel like you have to make it seem like you're really leaving it up to fate. Like you're leaving up to destiny, like, yeah, whatever happens, I probably will be fine, or, you know. Here's King of Crystals too. Yeah, there is this need to kind of seem like you're very competent and capable as you're presenting these things. Like, do your homework. Do your homework here. Say there are three options, but there's also these ones here. It's like this person needs to realize that you do have more options. Four of Wands. Yeah, there needs to be some recognition that you do have more options, and that you are actually making the earnest attempt to cooperate with this person or situation. So it's like this, for example, say you want to negotiate for a raise. Say you prefer like 20% raise. They only want to give 5%. Like, that's the standard raise. And you'd actually be fine with 10, but they're really giving you a hard time. Like, you can only, 5%. Yeah, I think you need to say, look, you need to give me, I want a 20% raise, or I'm going to go to this place here that's going to pay me 20% more or 15% more. Or I'm going to just go back to school and, I agreed with my spouse or whatever that I can just take a year off and go to school. So I could do that and you could just lose me as an employee in general. Or, I can go transfer to this other place because it's a better commute for me. So I'll save the money that you wouldn't give me in the first place. It's like, those are your options that you've been considering. But in reality, you'd prefer just to get you'd be fine with the 10%. I think you really need to let them know that you've been thinking way bigger than this, because I feel like this person's unaware, and I feel like a lot of employers, I keep lurking around the anti-work sub, yes, controversy, but there's actually pretty good posts in there, not controversial, just of people just talking about how employers just really don't seem to think people have options. Like the pandemic has really got employers thinking, because so many people were out of work and things like that, that they kind of have the upper hand in employment, and they don't. I was also reading about like urban sprawl and suburban sprawl, how these like super rich neighborhoods, nobody who actually works in the service industry can afford to live there. But like, they don't believe, like one in anti-work was like this very rich neighborhood, I don't know, in like Idaho, I don't remember, was basically begging to find teenagers who would work as lifeguards for $13 an hour so the pool wouldn't close and their kids could go to the pool. Like, you think about ridiculous is if they actually paid enough and incentivized the people to come work there. The people who can't afford to live there working for $13 an hour, and rich kids don't need to go work for $13 an hour and waste their entire summer being a lifeguard, So it's just that sort of thing. It's like, before assuming that places just don't care or won't understand your demands, which, to be fair, maybe a lot of them do, I think there's just too much of this black and white linear thinking where literally these employers don't think other people have options. And I feel like in this situation, whatever this situation is, the person or organization you're dealing with is too linear and can't see the bigger picture. You have to let them know that, hey, I have options. So, basically don't let them know, but you're kind of just staying there out of like probably convenience. Maybe you like the work, maybe you like the people you work with, maybe heck you like the location, but you want more money, or you want more vacation, or you want a better position, or you want a promotion, just like whatever you want. You need to let this person know. And heck, this could even be like a romantic situation, like, hey, I'm with you right now, but if you don't propose or you don't do this, I can do whatever I want. I can go be single. I can go date. I can do whatever I want. I just feel like this situation, you need to do some smooth talking. You need to let them know. And in a way that is not, it's almost like you have to show this person that you're much more capable of like long-term planning and strategy and big picture thinking than they are or they think you are. So yeah, if you have to create that magical third option for you, don't compromise too much is what I'm getting here. It's like you have the upper hand cognitively. So don't give up that advantage. All right, so yeah, that's what I have for you, Taurus. Hopefully that helps you. Thanks.